I want to see you go away.
You're right. You're right. I have forgotten how to act like a normal human being. And I play games, I lie, and I trick people to avoid the truth of how I feel. And the idea of letting anyone close to me is terrifying for obvious reasons.
And good evening and welcome to another epic night in the cellar where we talk about wine, fashion, and lifestyle. I'm your host, Richard Glover, sommelier to the stars, as I would say a long time ago, but I'm just your sommelier, your corner store wine guy. And look, you're into another epic night in the cellar where we talk about wine, fashion, and lifestyle. The cellar is an innovative forum inciting provocative conversation about wine, fashion, and lifestyle. We invite relevant guests like sommeliers and cooks and people all interested in the business in wine. But we also invite other people from other industries that intertwine with the wine world. You, as a wine connoisseur or a wine have affinity for wine, you'll always tune in for some great show on tonight. And tonight I have some amazing guests that I want to share with you. Tonight we have Minister Dr. Shannon Williams. She is the founder and the owner of the SW Therapeutic Services. She's an expert psychologist, and she's an expert therapist. I also have a special guest tonight. He is our special guest artist, the one and only from Washington, D.C. area, Tommy Tyler Jr. is in the house tonight. So we're going to have some comedy. We won't have no music, but we're going to have some comedy tonight. And of course, our regular segment, Glam with Malia, where Malia will be interviewing the current Miss Bikini Model 2020 and 2021, Dare Taylor. And so with enough being said there, let's get into the show. I'm telling you, tonight I'm excited because this month is Mental Health Awareness Month. And like I told you a couple of days ago, last week's show, that we're going to spend some time talking about mental health. It's a really serious problem here in the world, not just here in the United States, but all over the world. And we need to let people know that it's okay to say, I'm not okay. You know, there's different levels of depression, and it's okay to say that I'm depressed about something, from a loss of a loved one, or I'm depressed because of somebody's bullied me, or whatever the case may be. It is okay to say that I'm not okay. And you are enough. And my special guest tonight, Dr. Shannon Williams, is going to be one of our guests who's going to talk about this for us. And I'm so glad to have her zoomed in on the show where we'll be able to talk about this. Now, let me get my shout outs out the way. My friends over in the lower, I call it the lower area of Australia, called the Barossa Valley, Paul and Karen Robertson, and then my friends over in Indonesia that tune in on Fridays. This is a Friday morning for them, or late Thursday. Yeah, it's like Friday morning, I think. And all my friends from Southeast Washington, D.C., California, Atlanta, Georgia, New York, Miami, Florida. For those of you who are wine lovers that tune in every Thursday night, I want you to do me a favor. If you're tuned in to our YouTube channel, which is The Cellar Wine Show with Richard Glover, go to that subscribe button and hit that subscribe button, and you'll get a red light there, and you'll become a member of our channel, and you'll get all the updates of our shows, and you'll also get the shows coming live to you. Also, if you're watching on our Facebook page, which is the Cellar Wine Show with Richard Glover, give us a like and share it. Share so your friends can watch the show and enjoy another epic night in the cellar. Again, tonight our topic is mental health and wine. And I tell you, there are some things, like I said last week, I shared with you, there are a lot of things about how wine can help you with depression. There are some things that wine can help with symptoms in depression. So don't go nowhere. Don't touch that dial. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to go to Glam with Malia. You're tuned into the...
I'll be here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side. By your side. And every day is a different day. Everything is in everything. Even when you think things can never ever be the same. Don't be scared of the world, I'll be here to stay. By your side. Even when your heart ain't listening, or your mind takes you a different way, towards a different path. All you gotta do is sit and ask. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
When the adults in a child's life talk early and often about the dangers of underage drinking, the message gets stronger every time.
I'll be by your side.
Talk. They hear you.
And welcome back to The Cellar. I'm your host, Richard Glover. You're tuned into another night in The Cellar where we talk about wine, fashion, and lifestyle. And let me first bring into the studio Dr. Shannon Williams. Hello, Minister Dr. Shannon R. Williams. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I am doing great. Another night in the cellar.
Yes.
And so, Dr. Shannon, you have your accolades, they far exceed what I can even say about you. I mean, you're a native of Washington, D.C. area, and, you've gone to Bowie University and Howard University. You're also a minister. You're a doctor, you're a minister. I want to tell you what I really like is what I saw at the very end, and I want to share that what your personal vision is, and your vision as a leader is that your vision is to be a leader that people want to follow, and I like that.
I'll tell you where that came from.
Yes.
Recently, in a conference, in a leadership conference. One of the topics that came up is, are you a leader worth following? And so I really gave some deep thought to that. And what I realized is that we don't get to pick who models us.
That's
we
right.
just live our life. And if someone sees me and sees something in me, whether it's negative or positive, they may decide or make a decision to do the same thing I'm doing. And so given that, since I've decided to accept the calling to be a leader, then I want to be a leader worth following. In other words, I want my life to reflect something that I don't mind someone else emulating. And so, yes, that it has become my personal vision as to be a leader that other people can follow, and that and I'm not perfect, but I do my best to present the positive side of life and deal with challenges that come my way in a way that uplifts someone else. So yes, a leader worth following. That is my personal vision.
I love that. And you know something? I've known you for over 20 something years. Back
Yes.
when you were singing in the choir, well, you're still singing in the choir, but you know, I
Yeah,
don't see.
back when I was 3 years old.
I like that one.
Yes.
But I like, you know, the fact that you always have a welcoming personality to people. And I'm gonna get into the topic tonight, but I just want to share to my listeners and viewers, you know, about you, who I think is a very amazing woman, a very strong woman, and you've helped me, you know, in ways that you may not have known. You know, when my mother passed, and you'd always, you saw me sort of in a funk, you know, you were able to come to me. You said the right things and kind of opened me up, because I really didn't speak to a whole lot of people when that time happened, because I just didn't know who to lean on and why to lean on them and stuff. And I don't know if I had a temporary stage of depression and that, but I know I wasn't the Richard that I normally am when mom is around, or mom was around. So you've done some amazing things. You know, I still see that you didn't put down that you're an amazing, when I say amazing, I mean an amazing singer. You know, and
You are too kind.
I've always enjoyed when I get to play for you by myself. I get excited. You don't know that I get excited. I get nervous too, because I know that, you know, I like who you are. You know, and
Thank you.
But
Thank you. I
we're talking
appreciate
about
it.
mental health, and this is Mental Health Awareness Month, and you know, I kind of share with my listeners and viewers a little bit about that. I mean, you're the expert, you know, and I know, before I go there, I know that you are the founder and owner of SW Therapeutic Services. So let's talk about that a little bit. What do you offer in your services?
Oh, wow. So SW Therapeutic Services is an outpatient mental health group. So we offer counseling services for children, adolescents, adults, couples. So we do relationship counseling, and then for various mental health issues, from just, you know, normal phase of life adjustment issues, to some more serious mental illnesses.
Wow. And this is something that's always been a part of your aspiration, because I know you get along well with people, and especially with children. I know you work with children a lot. Since I've known you, you've always worked with the children at the church and stuff. So, you know, go ahead.
Yeah, this is just, mental health is just something that I love. And I honestly believe that within my calling, this is the place that I've been, you know, this is where I've been placed to fulfill that calling in the area of mental health. And I'm always excited when I have an opportunity to bring greater awareness to mental illness.
So how do you determine, or how can you tell if someone is going through something? I mean, you definitely have that gift, because you were able to see when I was sort of in a funk. I wasn't myself, and I know I was putting up a front trying to make okay, I'm fine. But what are the I guess I say, what are the little areas, or what are the things that may prompt you to know that somebody, or see somebody that's going through, or can tell?
That's a good question. And the reason it's a good question is that we don't always wear mental illness on our sleeve. So we don't always know what someone else is going through. The person with the biggest smile and the bubbliest personality on the inside may be struggling with some significant life change. And so we don't always know what's happening. I've been in this field for almost 30 years now. And so my experience with people in my profession and then in my community work has been good for me. And so I say good for me because it's allowed me to make some heart connections. I call it soul connections with people. And so I really try to be in tune with what people are experiencing. But I don't always know, but, you know, asking is a good place to start. Also, so yeah, I don't always know. Someone who looks very well put together, like they should have no reason in the world to experience maybe anxiety or depression, maybe suffering internally inside, just because they can't meet the demands of this world society or their family. And we may never know, because on the outside, it may not show. So good question. I don't always know. I made a deep connection with you, for one, is because I went through the same experience, but also because we see one another often enough that if there's something different about you, then I would know. I would notice it. Wow. And so, but if it was a stranger on the street, you know, unless they were having some psychotic symptoms or something else like that, I might not know. You know, that's why I say we always have to approach things with gentleness and kindness, because you never know what someone is going through.
Absolutely. So, but are they, for a person like myself, a lay person that may not know, but I have friends that I may see, you know, and I see something different. How do I, you know, be able to see those signs, especially like in a family member or something like that? How do I see those signs?
Yeah, that's an awesome question. Because a lot of things, if you notice, a lot of things that happen on the news or on TV that surprise or shock the world, that something's happened. And the backstory of that, as they go on and talk about this person's back experience, is that the family is saying, oh, they've been suffering from some mental health challenges, and maybe they have not been under treatment. But family members and friends can take an active role in one another's lives. And so if you know that someone is challenged by some situation, whether it's loss or grief or job loss or relationship loss or just some change in their mental status, it really is okay to connect with them and say, hey, you know, I've noticed these are the things I noticed. Are you okay? Is it something that you want to talk about? And in that discussion, that conversation with them, you can always say, you know, I'm here for you, but I believe that there's someone else who may be able to assist you. Would you be willing to talk to someone about these issues? And if so, I'll be there with you. I'll support you through the process, and I can even help you find someone, at least until you get started. So offering your support and encouragement and being kind. This kind thing is going on. It's a trend for me, because you know, the stigma that goes with mental illness is so severe in America, and maybe in other countries too, but probably in America, that people are ashamed to say, embarrassed to say that they need help from someone else because of the repercussions that come with that. And so letting others know that you're there to encourage and support them through their journey is a big step. Listening and guiding them in the right direction.
Great. Now you made mention of you do couples as well. So now, as a person who's single, and I got my eye on somebody, we've been going out, you know. How do you recommend we start? Do we come to you? Can we come to you now, before we get down the line, or should we wait till we find issues with each other? Never wait until you find issue, because by the time that you admit that you found issue, you've been putting some other issues under the rug. Let me tell you that. You know, we are professionals at ignoring red flags. That's part of the relationship issue. There is when the flags come, because we're so in love or infatuated, the first thing in our mind is like, oh, I'm going to be able to change that. Oh, you know, when they get with me, it's going to be all good. So prevention is really the first step. We don't want to wait until an issue comes up. But let me tell you something. If you're in a relationship, one thing you want to do is make sure the two of you are on the same page. Now, I know you saying you're into that person, but you got to make sure that person is into you too, which I'm assuming they are, because you brought it up. I hope so.
You know, start having those kind of conversations. Dating is really a time when you can have deep conversations to get to know that person. And then it becomes easy to say, hey, you know, we're thinking about taking this to the next step. Well, you know, what do you say if we go, you know, we start talking to someone so that they can help? You don't even have to say counseling or therapy. You can say mediate some conversations or some discussions about some heavy hitters for couples in serious relationships. Heavy hitters like communication, money, should have said money first, and communication, or communication about money, or whatever it is that the issue is going to be.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Dr. Shannon, I tell you, you have really, brought a lot of knowledge to this round table here. I called this show the round table of wine, fashion, lifestyle, and life, because it's all a part of life. It's all a part of life, and we try to offer that to our viewers and listeners. How can our viewers and listeners reach out to you?
Oh, well, great. You can check out my website is swtherapeuticservices.com. Or you can call my office, 301-627-0568. Or you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SW Therapeutic. I would love to see you there.
Awesome. You know what? You are an amazing woman. You're a mother of 3. Wife of one husband, you're a minister, and I was there to see your trial sermon. You did an amazing job. I mean, woo-hoo.
Guess what? I graduated again for the 4th time on Saturday.
Wow.
Yes.
I wish we had some machine that can give the big clouds and stuff and the clapping and stuff, but I'm telling all my people in the audience, we're going, congratulations. Great. Congratulations. Well, Dr. Shannon, I think I lost you. Oh, there we go. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I don't want to get rid of you yet now. But one last thing. So what can you say, or what can you provide to us to do since we're in this month of mental health awareness? Any suggestions that we can do to make light of that type of thing with people if they're depressed, or what can we do as individuals to show love this month for people?
Look, I think that what you're doing tonight is the first step to bring greater awareness. Now, this mental health thing it's hard to bring light of such a serious topic, because we were in a mental health crisis prior to COVID-19. And what the pandemic did to us is it exacerbated some symptoms for some people. It made those things worse. And so spreading the word, bringing awareness to this, paying attention to your loved ones and to your own self. When you notice some changes, even within yourself, having conversations, being okay with talking about this stigma, and letting more people know what's happening in the world. Are you good? You know that thing you say, you good? You remember that thing that was going on, you good? You good, Or if everybody is good, right? Well, guess what? Everybody's not good. And so my thing is, when I see someone, I say, how you doing? They say, I'm good. I say, break that down to me, because I don't know what I'm good. It means something different for everyone. Absolutely. So be okay breaking that down, asking somebody, explain, what does that mean? Like, what does I'm good? Have some open conversations and be okay with being uncomfortable sometimes with those conversations, but at least you're bringing things, like you said, to the table, to the round table. But I love what you're doing, because this is taking care of ourselves is a lifestyle. It is. And so mental health connects with our mind and our soul and our body. So we can't do one well without when the other one isn't. So I love what you're doing. This is a great platform for helping those people and helping us all. Because let me tell you something before you cut me off. The statistics are really clear, is that the prevalence of mental illness for any given person in the United States is that 20-something% of us are going to experience some type of mental health issue, whether it is depression, anxiety, whatever it is. We're going to experience that. So is it going to be today, or is it going to be 5 years from now? But the prevalence shows that. But here's something else even more alarming, that the majority of people, less than half of the people with experiencing mental health issues seek treatment.
Awesome.
And so bringing greater awareness, letting people know it's okay, we're not good all of the time. And your platform is a great way to do that. So I applaud you for this.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Shannon. So great to have you here. I got to get you in the studio. I'm going to set up I'm going to have you along with a couple of other love relation experts. And because once a year I do a love relation and wine show, and I got to get you in the studio at the round table. Again, give my listeners and viewers your contact information. How can they reach out to you?
Yes, yes, yes. Again, that is swtherapeuticservices.com. Call the office. My assistant will help you, 301-627-0568, or on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at SW Therapeutic.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shannon. I'll see you soon.
Yes,
Have a
thank you
great
for
evening.
having me.
Thank you for being here, and thank you, and say hello to the family for me again.
I sure will. I will.
God bless you. Thank you so much. That was Dr. Shannon, and we're going to go take a quick break and come right back with Glam with Malia. Don't go.
Hi guys, Yashi Brown here to you to talk today about something that's really important to me. That's words. I love words. I should because I'm a poet and a writer. But this is something that's a lot more serious because it has to do with hurtful words like nutcase, wacko, loony. What it does is it keeps people in silence when it comes to mental illness. Something that's really important. So it's very crucial that we change the dialogue so that people will open up, because when individuals are experiencing severe emotional pain, what happens is the symptoms get worse and worse, and sometimes to the point of no return, and we don't want to think about what those consequences are going to be. So we definitely need to help each other open up and not remain in silence by changing this particular dialogue. Being part of this stigma-free campaign of NAMIs and Hope and Grace Foundation is really awesome because it allows us to get the word out there and to bring awareness, and hopefully it'll be of benefit to you and your loved ones, and you'll be able to be a part of that solution that's so important. When I was 24 years old, I was diagnosed with severe bipolar disorder. And it was things such as this and vocabulary and words that kept me in such severe silence. And for over a decade, I wouldn't dare tell anybody about me and about the challenges that I was having. And I stayed in a very lonely world. And it could have been a lot easier, and I could have got through things a lot quicker if there was just more awareness out there in society. So hopefully we'll be able to do this together. We'll be able to change this dialogue, be stigma-free, and move forward in a very positive direction and create that change that's so necessary. So good health to everybody, and thank you so much for listening. Hi guys, Yashi Brown here to you to talk today about.
And welcome back to the Cellar. I'm your host, Richard Glover. We're tuned in to the Cellar. We talk about wine, fashion, and lifestyle. Again, I said tonight is going to be an amazing night. This is another one of my special editions. We try to do these throughout the year when special things are happening around the country. And this month is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we wanted to kind of shine some light on that and to share on our platform what we need to do to look out for that, and of course, how can we see the signs of that? And for those who are going through that, things that you need to do. It's okay to be not okay. At this point in time, we're coming to our next segment where we talk with Malia, Glam with Malia, and she has an interview. As you all might know, we've been talking about the Miss Bikini pageant that's happening on July the 5th through the 8th in Miami, Florida. Well, we have with us as our special guest the reigning Miss Bikini 2020-2021. And welcome to the Cellar, ladies. How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Great. Fantastic. So who do we have with us on Glam with Malia?
Yeah, so this is our reigning queen right now. She's Miss Bikini model, Dare Taylor. So the questions I wanted to ask you, Dare, is what is your platform or your inspiration for competing in the Miss Bikini US?
Of course. So Miss Bikini actually doesn't require us to have a platform, but fear not, I do have one. Mine actually kind of ties back to mental health, which is awesome that we're talking about this here.
Wow.
My platform is to encourage social media influencers or content creators to post authentically as themselves online. Now, that's easier said than done, but basically what that means is instead of posting the highlights or all the good things in your life, maybe posting some silly things that happen to you, or posting that maybe things aren't going so well. So that way you can connect with anyone and everyone on the internet and either talk to some friends or help somebody else out who could be using some advice or help. It's just being your authentic self instead of just posting the highlights.
Come on, Malia.
Wow, oh my gosh. So the second thing
What is going on with
I
that?
wanted to ask you was, I know when I competed competed with you in Miss Bikini US in 2018, come back the next year and grab the title. What things or what techniques did you work on to grab the title for 20?
Of course. So coming in 2018 and competing in the pageant for me wasn't necessarily to go and win the overall title. Like, the reason I joined the pageant was because Miss Bikini really puts out there that it's about tribe and community and womanhood, like women supporting women. And to me, that was the most important message that they put out on social media. And I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to go and make as many girlfriends as possible and hype each other up online and in person. And I was really lucky that I got first runner-up. I just went and was focusing on having fun. And I honestly wasn't sure at first if I wanted to come back because I had such a great time. There's no way to guarantee that the community is going to be there the next year, if everyone's going to be as nice. And I talked to Dawn, who is the owner of the pageant, and she was so friendly and educated me on that. This truly is what her pageant is about. It's about meeting each other and supporting each other and helping each other out with opportunities. So of course, after speaking to her, I definitely wanted to come back and help raise some other women up and get some amazing opportunities just from being at the pageant and making connections with some of the judges there. So my advice to anybody who is considering competing is not to focus so much on the crown and the sash or trying to win. I would say focus on making some friends while you're there and making some amazing content with them and making some lifelong friendships. And I think that's truly, really important in these competitions, is not just focusing on the win, but focusing on the long-term friendships.
Yes, I really do like that because, like you said, you do make really good connections, especially if you want to become a model or, something like that. And then just knowing everybody from, like, the whole U.S., saying, oh, I know 50 girls from the whole U.S. was such an amazing thing. And I love Miami, and I love Miami Swim Week, and it's just a fun pageant. It's amazing.
I agree, 100%. Miami's
yes.
I have a question for you, Dara.
It is. I can.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I have a question because I know that Malia had asked you about you were first runner-up the first time that you participated, and you did reach out to Dawn, and she encouraged you to come back and compete again. What I didn't understand, I couldn't, probably because we had some audio issues, and I want to make sure that our listeners can hear. What did you do? What did you do different when you came back? Because you were first runner-up. You went back home, you revamped yourself, you probably picked up some other pointers. What made you think, when you came back, did you know you were going to win, or you just said, I'm going to try a little different? What were some of the points that you brought to yourself that allowed you to be able to win the title?
I didn't really change anything, to be honest.
Okay.
I felt just being my authentic self and going there to not, I think going into the mindset to just only win is such a competitive mindset. And for me personally, yes, winning is nice. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining to have the sash and the crown, but I think just being your authentic self and going there and having fun. So honestly, I don't think I changed any different from year to year. I would say that I still went going with the open-mindedness to make some friends, to make some amazing content, and to get such amazing photos from those judges. That was more important to me, was just the connections. I appreciate you asking, though, because I think a lot of people think that from year to year, you would really change. You would get a different dress. You would try a different bikini. But actually, I wore the same dress. I was the same person. I just was focused on having fun and just putting my best foot forward.
Well, congratulations. I believe you did an amazing job. You did a good job the first time, and you came back and you took the crown. That you have a winning attitude, and that's what's important. In anything you do, in any competition and in life, you have to have a winning attitude. And if you have a winning attitude, you'll come back. You could do the same thing, but you'll do it even better. So we're glad to have you to have had you on the show. We're gonna have to get you to come back and come into the studio when you're in DC area. I asked you a question earlier, and I'm gonna turn it back to Malia so we can close out that segment. I asked you earlier because you were a part of the Disney World production, and you said you're not going to go back. Because I used to see you all over social media in so different costumes, different characters. I'm just expecting you to be Hollywood's finest. So no, you don't want to pick that back up anymore, or maybe you're going to another level with it.
No, I got to make a name for Dare Taylor. Like, I've already got so many auditions out here in LA and making a name for me. I'm not hiding behind portraying other people in their cartoons. I'm ready to be me.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, and we wish you much success on that. I'm looking to see you on the silver screen. We want to see Dare do Dare. Awesome. Malia, anything closing? Oh, can you ask her to give us her social media so people can reach out to you?
Yes, of course, dear. Do you have any social media that any girls want to ask you any questions about modeling, or especially with the Miss Bikini US and your experience about it?
Yeah, of course. The best way to get a hold of me is on my Instagram, which is Dare Taylor Official. So DareTaylorOfficial. And I do have a YouTube channel called Dare Wears, where I am going to be doing a segment, like starting next week, where I talk about the different wardrobe and the different preliminaries for the Miss Bikini pageant. So next time you're on YouTube, just type in Dare Wears and my face will pop up. Awesome. I do have a Twitter and a Twitch stream and everything else, but I think those are the best platforms to get a hold of me.
Great, perfect. Thank you so much, dear. We loved having you on this show and just interviewing you.
Thank you so much for having me. This was excellent. I'm glad to be a part of the table.
Awesome. And we're glad to have you here. And thank you so much for sharing your platform about mental health. It just works so well with what we're doing tonight. It's just how well things work out here at the Cellar when we do things. We always seem to find the right people or tap the right people to bring in an awareness or whatever the issue or whatever the topic is. And today, because this is a mental Health Awareness Month, we definitely want to share that. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come right back, and we're going to talk to our special artist tonight, the one and only Tommy Taylor Jr. Don't go nowhere. Don't touch that dial. You're tuned into The Cellar, where we talk about wine, fashion, and lifestyle.
I have forgotten how to act like a normal human being. And I play games, I lie, and I trick people to avoid the truth of how I feel. And the idea of letting anyone close to me is terrifying for obvious reasons.
Welcome back to the Cellar. I'm your host, Richard Glover. You're tuned into another night in the Cellar where we talk about wine, fashion, and lifestyle. And I just want to let all my listeners and viewers know tonight we will not do our normal wine tasting. We are waiting for our shipment of French wines. So starting next week and into June, we're going to be doing a wine tasting of a different French wine every Thursday night. And we will also let you know how to get the wines, where you can get them from, and there will be a Cellar code that you could put in, and they'll ship it to you as well. That way, when you join in with us on the show, you'll be able to have the wine and taste the wine. You'll have it at home, and you'll be able to taste the wine along with us. Plus, we're going to be bringing in many chefs around the D.C. area and out of the D.C. area. We're bringing in some chefs for the next couple of weeks, next month or so, every Thursday night to do a wine and food tasting. So don't go nowhere. Continue to stay tuned in. If you're viewing us from YouTube, please do me a favor, share it and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're viewing us through our Facebook page, The Cellar Wine Show with Richard Glover, please like it and share it again tonight. Now tonight I want to welcome to the Cellar, Tommy Tyler Jr.
Thank you. Glad to be here. First of all, how come I get to come when you don't have no wine? I don't got no Hennessy here. I heard there was bikini models. They're not even in the building today. Like I got to watch them on the TV too.
Sorry about that, sir. Next time I'll make sure you're here for that. You know?
I feel unimportant right now, unappreciated.
Man, you are appreciated. Glad to have you, Doc.
Yeah, thanks. Glad to be here, brother.
We've been friends for a while, you know.
Yeah, we have for quite a few years now.
About a few years.
Yeah, and I've never you one of the most sharpest brothers I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen you outside of a suit.
Oops. I know that's kind of terrible, isn't it? I got to change that up. You know, I got to change that up. But
I saw you wear the suit to the beach. You got suit pajamas. Like this brother's like suit and booted 24/7. Like
thank you very much.
I never see you off. So
I'm still trying to keep it with you.
Like
though,
in the pandemic, how you wearing suits in the pandemic? Like you must be doing well. God is blessing you right here.
God is truly blessing me. It's all about that image, lifestyle, wine, fashion. And lifestyle.
Yeah, we got the fashion. I don't got no wine, so I don't know about that right now.
Sorry, but, we owe you that. So, Tommy, it's been a minute, but we were on a couple of programs together.
Yeah.
I think we did a wine and comedy.
Yeah, I think that was the first time we did a wine, like a wine tasting comedy show, which it was really dope.
It was really dope.
Yeah.
It was I could never pronounce that place that it was at over in
I think it was called
Joe Emporium.
Emporium. Or
Emporium. Yes.
Yeah, you said it French. You said Imperium.
Yeah, well, you know,
like I'm a Frenchman.
Not a Frenchman.
In the south side of Southeast.
The south side off of French Street. Yeah, that was some time ago, man. That place was packed.
Yeah.
That was packed, and you really wobbled them with that comedy, man. You were, I said, this guy's great. And I thought then I wanted to get you on my show. I just never had the opportunity to reach you. We never had a chance to connect,
Yeah.
But then I've been watching you on social media, and you're doing places. You've been on HBO, BET, and what are the couple of places you've done stuff in, man?
Done just about everything, really. I've been NBC. I did the ABC show. Just one. It was a reality show, dating reality show. It was crazy. From the makers of it's called The Proposal, but the makers of The Bachelor.
Okay.
So we did that. Actually, I won that show, and doing a bunch of stuff. I have a show out now on Amazon Prime, the Tommy Taylor Show.
Great.
That's out. Just released a week or two ago. Yeah, I've been busy.
I see you are very busy now. On top of comedy, though, you're an engineer.
Yeah. So I got my my education as a computer. Well, actually, I had a double major, right? So I had did electrical and computer engineering, and then another major called engineering and public policy. Wow. Then I had minors in business and drama. So I went to Carnegie Mellon, which is like the top school for engineering and performing arts. So I kind of want to get my money's worth.
That is great, and it's interesting because I'm a musician myself, but I got into IT when I did my first internship.
I know that.
And I was supposed to be a music teacher, writing for artists and stuff, and because I have a master's, I can write music, but my whole career just went straight to IT. See,
that's why people get you confused with Kirk Franklin.
Exactly. Yeah, I had that happen at a comedy show. So what's new what's happening with you now? How can let's talk about what you're doing now on top of the show you have on Amazon.
Yeah, just doing as much as I can. Really, pandemic slowed some stuff down, but actually been pretty busy for me. So I've been doing a lot of actually, I don't know how many commercials I've done this year. Wow. So doing a lot of commercial work. Up for a couple like movie roles and things like that.
Okay.
Performing. I had my comedy series called Almost Ladies Night, which is actually really innovative show. We had actually comedians fly in. I had Tony Rock. He flew in just off the GP to come do the show because it's really like it was very innovative, and we kind of like reimagine what a comedy show is. So we infused comedy. We had like skits in between the comedians. It's like it's a real dope experience, and there's a lot of beautiful women there too. So
Absolutely. That's why I do pageants. No, no, just kidding. But wow. So will you be bringing that back, or?
Yes, actually we did. You know, just trying to make do in the pandemic. We did a backyard series called Backyard Vibes, which is those. So we had like different. We featured like different musicians in the backyard show, and then we had different comedians as well. But it was a really nice vibe. So it was out. You know, I hate saying socialism. We were physically distanced,
right?
But we were socially interactive, and we did some interactive elements and stuff like that too. We had a little bar set up, and it was pretty dope.
You know, and that's interesting because I wondered about the comedy industry and comedians during this pandemic. You know, will it affect that industry because you're used to being in front of 20, 30, 40, 50, maybe 200 so people at a time. And now with this pandemic, you have to really bring it down to maybe 10, 15 people. So I've seen a lot of comedians do stuff on TV, have these, like for example, Kevin Hart, he went into his house, and did something in his house and stuff. And
a little more, like shows getting a little more intimate, but it's cool because I mean, that's what you want, like that personal interaction. I think allows you to connect more. Kind of, I like the time. It gave you time like to think, kind of reintroduce stand-up to yourself in a way,
right?
Because stand-up really requires an audience. So a lot of comedians were hesitant to do the Zoom shows and the Instagram live things and stuff like that. So, but you had to kind of, but you. Like with comedy, you kind of got to have those reps. Like usually during the real world, like you're performing every night, doing a couple of shows every night. And now it's like you're gonna perform in front of the internet. Like you can't even hear people laugh or interact with them. So that takes a big part, of the art form of comedy away. Yeah. So
I used to do that too with wine. I used to try to do wine Zoom. I'm like, how do I know they're still watching me? Maybe they've drank the wine before I was supposed to. Because when I do my wine taste, I tell you, don't drink the wine until I explain about it. If I don't have control over the room,
you get people drunk over the internet. You
exactly.
Don't even know what's going on.
So wow, man, so glad to have you here. How can our listeners reach out to you?
Oh man, y'all can find me everywhere, man. I'm on, especially if you a single woman. I'm on Tinder, Bumble, JDate. I got Black Planet. I got a Costco membership, so I'm out here. I'm in these streets right now. You can. I'm on the social media. Tommy Taylor Jr. That's my thing. Tommy Taylor Jr. So that's it. Instagram, all that stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, you can find me on Venmo. Anybody want to send me a blessing? I say I had a pastor. I don't know if y'all doing love offerings today. Y'all can send a love offer. What's his name? Pastor Sandra?
Williams. Dr. Williams.
Dr. Williams. Okay. Yes. Yeah. I'll take it out.
We did a show together, Power Show with Dr. Greg Banks.
Yeah.
On the rooftop. I think we both hosted it. We both had turns of talking about being on the panel and stuff.
Yeah.
Are you still a Power? I'm not gonna say fanatic. Are you still a Power follower? Or
to be honest, I have a couple friends in the new series, but I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
Because I think the last season of Power kind of the writing got a little.
I
hate to talk about it because I got friends who are the writers on the show too, but it got a little. I think they tried to extend it a little bit too long.
Right.
And then they got a little washed down. People getting shot 10 times, still living, coming out of fires. Like we watching X-Men or we watching Power now. Like
exactly.
50 Cent got shot. He got shot 9 times in real life. Now he got shot 10 more times in the show. He got burned out. This brother still walking around like too much.
Hollywood. Hollywood. Great, Tommy. So Tommy, I know I'm putting you on the. I'm putting you out there.
Where you put me at? Well, we got some wine?
We're gonna go to a break. No wine. We're gonna go to a break and we're gonna
where the wine carafe at? I was promised a drink.
You promised oh my goodness, I gotta talk to my producer on that one.
See, nothing's in there. Nothing's in there.
Well, don't go nowhere. We're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna come back and we're gonna give you a little bit of comedian extraordinaire. My good friend, the one and only Tommy Taylor Jr. Don't go nowhere.
Nutcase, wacko, loony. I didn't understand that words like this are hurtful and untrue until my brother was diagnosed with a mental health condition. There are a lot of other people that don't realize the impact that these words can have either. That's why I'm partnering with Razoo to raise funds for NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. They are there for families like mine. In a country where 1 in 5 is affected by a mental health condition, they've helped all of us to see the person, not the condition. If you join me in my pledge to be stigma-free and we raise $10,000, I'll host a Google Hangout on Monday, June 20th, to answer all of your questions about season 4 of E's Rich Kids of Beverly Hills. Remember, no amount is too small. Even $1 helps make a difference.
I'll be here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side. By your side. And every day is a different day. Everything isn't everything. Even when you think things can never ever be the same. Don't be scared of the world, I'll be here to stay. By your side. Even when your heart ain't listening, or your mind takes you a different way, towards a different path. All you gotta do is sit and ask. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
When the adults in a child's life talk early and often about the dangers of underage drinking, the message gets stronger every time.
I'll be by your side.
Talk. They hear you.
And welcome back to the Cellar. I'm your host, Richard Glover. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring to you, and for your listening enjoyment, the one and only extraordinary comedian that I know in the Washington, D.C. area, Mr. Tommy Taylor, Jr.
Thank you. Are they gonna leave the mic down here? I gotta bend down. Come on, man. Where the engineers at? Got it on Richard level. All right. Well, anyway, hope y'all can hear me. I'm gonna go ahead and stand up tall. I didn't even know I was supposed to do some stand up today, but we're here. Still didn't have no wine. And my rider says I perform wine or Hennessy, so we're breaking all my contracts and rules and obligations. But it's a pandemic. That's what we're doing right now. Let me see. It's been a pretty cool pandemic for me. As we talked about a little bit earlier, I've been doing a lot of stuff. I've been actually booked my 3rd HBO series recently. Been doing a bunch of commercials, and probably the biggest thing for me is last month, my brother finally moved out of his mama's basement. That's right. Come on, clap it up. With 3 people in here. I need some. Thank you. That was a big move for me. I moved out of the basement, moved upstairs now, got my own room. Real grown and sexy. I got a little window #views. Ladies, where y'all? Okay, y'all still not coming over. That's fine. That's cool, man. No, the pandemic's been pretty cool. Like it's weird. I like the fact that everybody's broke right now. That's pretty cool because, even if you got money, you don't got nowhere to spend it. So we still the same thing. We still broke, and put everybody on the same playing field. I don't know. A lot of stuff been happening in my life. I'm single. Anybody else single in here?
Yes, sir.
All right, we got Billy D. Williams in the corner. I don't know if y'all can see him, but got old school Billy just looking smooth over there. I have a single man. Actually, it was funny. I actually had a lot of just bad, thick women in my life before the pandemic. And I was trying, just be a player, or whatever. They were trying to lock me down, and I said, baby, wait, I really like you, but I'm just trying to keep my options open. I didn't know I was gonna have no options to open up pretty soon. After that pandemic, all my options were closed. I was like, can we go back in time? I need to redo this. I was lonely the whole pandemic, man. I felt bad. It was really changing the point in my life, man. Now I'm on Instagram watching people having kids during the pandemic, getting in a relationship, people getting married. How you getting married on the internet? That doesn't make no sense. People do all kinds of stuff. I'm there by myself. Then what made me feel better is I seen people getting divorced in the pandemic. That's some serious hate. You're gonna risk your life to leave that person? We in a pandemic. How you can't even go see your lawyer? You gotta call him on Zoom, the same Zoom. You're in the same house your mate's in. Nigga, I'm leaving him right now. That's some serious hate right there, man. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Let me see, what else we gonna talk about real quick? You know what? Actually, I went to church for the first time since we had the pastor on the little church thing. Actually went to in-person church. I've been going online. I've been late a couple times, but I asked for forgiveness. How you being late on the internet? That's crazy, man. I had to text my pastor, can you rewind real quick, brother? I just need to catch. Okay, no, you're not gonna do that. All right. But no, actually, I went to church in person for the first time. It was pretty dope. I miss going to church, man, because I go to a black church. Anybody? I'm sure we got Richard Black. The only black people in this room right now, so I'm assuming somebody go to church, man. So if you don't realize, actually, I don't curse when I perform. I don't curse. I don't drink or smoke around people that go to my church, and just trying to be authentic. But now I love going to black church, man. If you haven't been to black churches, you got to go. It's like the most entertaining thing you can do on a Sunday. It is, because like black people we are entertaining, man. Like first, if you don't know how to find a black church, you can tell by the title, because all black churches got the longest names in history. They be named like everything around them. Right? They be like, I'd like to welcome you to the Good News Hope for Salvation Center, to the road that St. Paul took to Jericho by the riverside of the 23rd Street, Cornerstone, Episcopal, AME, Mount Zion, Cathedral, Baptist Temple. Like, nigga, all this is here? Like, this right here? Like, you don't even got to work in air conditioning, but you name that 35 places? That doesn't even make any sense, man. That's wild. And then black preachers do the most too. They got the longest titles in history. They give. I don't even know where they get all this accreditation from. But like me myself, I am the Reverend, Doctor, Bishop, Cardinal, Deacon, Missionary, Assistant Janitor, C.J. Hemsworth, the 3rd and the 15th. Like, nigga, how are you two people right now? Like, it's too much. People doing too much, man. Like, Jesus had one name. He didn't have. It wasn't Mr. Jesus. He had nothing before, nothing after. I don't know. We do the most though, man. I miss the one thing I did miss about black churches is that, you know, because there's been so much going on. Like black preachers, they remix anything into a sermon, right? You take anything like the latest news. There's been so much news going on, like hip hops. They take anything, they remix that sermon, make you feel it, right? Like there's so much material to work with. They'd be like, church, I want to tell you about a young woman today, a young woman by the name of Meg. You may know her as Meg the Stallion. I said, she got these young girls out here talking about a hot girl summer. That's why I said a hot girl summer. But let me tell you one thing, church. Don't let your hot girl summer lead you to a hot hell eternity. Amen. You're like, bro, I'm coming here every Sunday. I'm going to put on one of Richard's suits and come back. That's right. That's right. Well, I don't know. I think I earned the wine I didn't get. I don't know. If you didn't enjoy it, it was free. So I don't know what to tell you. And I guess I got to put the mic still down. You can come back, Richard. Come on.
Hey, let's put our hands together for the one and only Mr. Tommy Taylor Jr. Tommy, again, tell my listeners how can they reach out to you, man.
Y'all can find me. I'll be at the police station tomorrow morning, contest some tickets. But other than that, Instagram, all my social media, Tommy Taylor Jr. Yeah. Or you can come to Southeast. I'll be over there sometime. Just find me. Holler.
Awesome, man. Let's give it again for Mr. Tommy Taylor Jr. Thank you, sir, for being on with us tonight. Again, like I always say, you know, we got some great things coming up in the next couple of weeks. We're actually, there's some amazing stuff that I'm just so excited tonight about that I want to tell you, but I can't tell you. I don't want to say anything right now, but just continue to follow the show. Continue to follow what we're doing. God is good. He's been blessing us, and we're going to go take it to a whole new level. Again, like I said, we're going to be doing French wines coming up in the next couple of weeks. Don't go nowhere. Continue to watch the show and be ready for those wine tastings.
Not today, but next time.
Next time, and I'm going to have wine for Tommy, okay? We have a big old bottle like that one for Tommy. But look, you know, it's been a great tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. And like I always say, take time, enjoy fine wine, and we'll see you next time in the cellar.
It's the